As I mentioned in my opening remarks, the U.S. has not had a special envoy for Belarus since January 2022. This is unacceptable. Can you please describe how the appointment of a new special envoy would improve U.S. policy in dealing with Lukashenko and supporting the democratic forces?
I remember how the first special envoy was designated. It was Julia Fisher. She opened so much doors for us, democratic movement in the USA Congress and State Department and the White House. And special envoy is a bridge between our democratic forces and the USA, all the branches. So it will help us to explain situation in Belarus. It will help us to persuade government of the USA to study opportunity, to work out on the strategy on new Belarus. Because now we see there is no strategy towards Belarus about this future. Of course, we appreciate all the help and assistance and pressure on the regime and assistance to Belarusian people, but we need clearly understand what will be the future steps of the US. And that's why we need this person, first of all, to to be the best friend here in the US and be best friends to Belarusian part, to be this, as I said, bridge. So of course it's very important for us, and I hope that new special envoy, hopefully it will be designated very soon, will also unite all the special envoys that have been designated by European countries. It's already an alliance of countries who designated special envoys who don't work with the pro-regime Belarus, but with democratic forces.
And you in Washington this week for a so-called comprehensive strategic dialogue with the State Department. What results do you hope to achieve through the democratic forces meetings this week with the strategic dialogue?
Of course, we would like to have final joint communique statement with the main political messages in the support of democratic, sovereign and independent Belarus, acknowledgement of the United Transitional Cabinet and Coordination Council work, and welcoming elections to Coordination Council. Also, post-war security architecture and Belarus' essential role in it. And recognizing the need for the concerted pushback to Russia's illegal actions against Belarus. Non-recognition of Lukashenko's agreement with Russia after 2020. Welcoming the goal of Belarus to join European Union and transatlantic community. Commitment to support democratic movement. Continued pressure on the regime, including sanctions, and supporting accountability efforts.
You've gone on record stating that loopholes are weakening the sanctions imposed on Lukashenko and his regime. I would like to see more effective sanctions in place so we can hold this dictatorship accountable for its crimes. Can you please describe the loopholes that currently exist, and how can the U.S., the U.K., and the EU improve our sanctions for maximum impact?
No, the sanctions that exist now, sanctions against Lukashenko's regime, cannot be effective because of the loopholes that can be easily circumvented by Lukashenko's regime. Lukashenko uses Russia, and Russia uses Lukashenko's regime to circumvent these sanctions. Regime of Belarus opens daughter enterprises in Russia and continue to trade with the European Union. Trade with the European Union increased several times since the beginning of the war. And they buy goods from Europe to Russia and sell Belarusian goods as goods from other countries. For example, they put a label of Kyrgyzstan, for example, on Belarusian goods and sell it as Kyrgyzstan. But it's evident that it's circumventing of sanctions. So we need, first of all, have joint position on closing the loopholes, and it should be efforts of the USA together with European Union, Canada, and the UK. And also, please consider individual sanctions. You have already mentioned this, that judges, prosecutors, all those people who committed crimes against Belarusian people have to be put on sanction list. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.